Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about what to do if you want to make substantial changes to a theme. Okay, so maybe you're working on a site for a client, you have a really specific idea of the site that you want to build, you're comfortable with WordPress, you're comfortable with HTML, you're comfortable with CSS, and you really want to build something out that's very, very customized. And it's still a good idea to use WordPress to manage the content or to allow the client to manage their content. But we want to do more than just use a theme that somebody else has built. So I've done a couple things here. I've installed and activated a theme called WP Bootstrap Starter. So this is a really, really, really bare bones theme, and it's basically something that you can start building off of. Okay, so I want to start basically from scratch. The second thing that I need to do is I've installed a plugin called Child Theme Configurator. So themes in WordPress will update like software, and this is a good thing, but it means that we don't want to make changes to a theme that exists because those changes might get overwritten in a future update. So what we do is we create a child theme, and a child theme says, okay, this is files that are based on this other theme, but I'm going to change some of them and I don't want you to overwrite them. So the easiest way to do it, and there are other ways, is just to use a plugin like this one. I found that this one works, so I'm using it. So to use it, it's under Tools and Child Themes, and I'm going to tell it that I want to make a child theme and I want to base it on this WP Bootstrap Starter. Okay, I'm going to leave all of this as the default, and I'll go ahead and create the child theme. Okay, so it has now created a theme called WP Bootstrap Starter Child that I can activate. And if I come back into themes, we can see WP Bootstrap Starter Child, and I'll go ahead and activate that. Now, the main thing that you're wanting to do when you create a child theme is you want to change the HTML for the pages. So this is something we haven't looked at yet. And the HTML for pages are stored in files called templates. Okay, so a page might be composed of a bunch of templates. There might be a template that does this header area. There might be a template that does this content area. It's just going to vary by theme. But what we want to do is we want to come back to our child themes tool, and we want to go to files, and here's all the templates, the little files that make this theme work. And we want to find the ones that we want to make changes to, basically. So let's say I want to make changes to the footer of my page, maybe, and the header, and let's see. These template parts are usually little bitty pieces of a page. So let's say maybe the content, and we'll start there. Okay, single is going to be the template that controls a single page. So maybe let's include that as well. And you're just going to have to play around with this, but we're going to copy these to the child theme. And now when we go to appearance, we can go to the theme editor, and I have the files that I selected over here. So I can now make changes to these, and they won't be overwritten if the parent theme updates. So let's take a look at our footer. Okay. When you're looking at these files, they're not going to look like the HTML files that you're used to. And that's because part of them are written in a language called PHP. So PHP does logic, okay? So this is saying, okay, if this isn't a blank page and if it's not a different kind of blank page, I want you to do these things. And we can't cover how to write PHP. If you want to learn it, excellent. Learn it on your own. And there's really advanced things you can do with WordPress, but you can change some things about the HTML if you kind of read through here and make some guesses. So let's see, here's a div class site info, and it looks like this has like some copyright stuff. I might not want this at all. I might just delete this. Okay, so again, these changes are going to take effect. You don't want to delete anything that's really important. You probably don't want to go messing with the PHP unless you know what you're doing. But at the same time, if you know Bootstrap, you can start to change these things. So maybe I only want 1 unit of padding there, and then I can update my file, and when I refresh, I'm going to see some changes down here. Okay, so there's less space there. If we go into these, we might just kind of have to explore and kind of feel out what's going on here. So let's see what's in our content.php file. Okay, so you have to read through here and kind of understand what's going on. You might add a class here. This is inside PHP, but you can tell it's still HTML. You could edit this. You could figure it out. My advice is just to go really slow, make a single change, very small change, update the file, and be ready to go back if you need to. But if you get really good at this, there's a lot that you can do with WordPress. So I just wanted to give an introduction of how you would go farther if you really wanted to.